Hello, it's me, your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash day friends, favorite content creator. And we're gonna do I was gonna say a quick react, but probably not. It's probably not gonna be quick. In fact, I'm confident it will be long because I'm a yapper. I talk a lot. But I saw this on Twitter and I wanted to do a video because my brain said do it. That's all the history you're gonna get. Okay, bye. All right, modern gaming sucks. Okay.
Gaming nowadays sucks, and there's no more good games to play. Saying that is probably the easiest way to trigger most modern gamers. However, if y'all actually listen to them people who say that, I promise you, you realize that they kind of have a point. Because see, most people who say that come from an era where you didn't have to, quote, expand your horizons to find a good game. Because back in
what's wrong with expanding your horizons? Also, I hope he gets into this because the background picture he's showing are not only bangers, but from different time periods. Gears of War 3, Psychonauts 2, and Forza came out in I think literally different decades.
If you wanted to find a good game, it was easy. Here you go. Here you go. No sports? That's fine. Here you go. Want a good detective noir story? There you go. Wanted a shooting game with some over-the-top gunfights? Here you go. Want GTA but not GTA? Here you go. Need a racing game? Here you go. No microtransactions, by the way. This. Even this. I mean, goddamn, bro, I can keep going.
Then y'all say the only people who say that are people who own.
Wait, hold on. He shows NFL Street SS Tricky, right?
It was easy. Here you go. Here you go. No sport.
Okay, so NFL Street, if I remember correctly, Street 2, that was what, 2004, and Tricky's 2001, I want to say. Infamous came out 2009. These aren't even the same consoles. One is PS2, the other is PS3. And I know we're on PS5 right now, but the issue I always have when people start talking about modern games is when they put everything in the past, they sort of just homogenize it. Everything was this all the time, right? Oh, you wanted a good game, easy to find. You could play Infamous on a completely separate console, or you could play NFL Street 2 on a previous iteration of said console. There are large gaps in between this, just so you know. And then also to just be oh, you want an over-the-top shooting game? Those don't exist now? Those don't exist now? Fucking Doom isn't a thing? What? Huh?
Sports, that's fine. Here you go. Want a good detective noir story? There you go. Wanted a shooting game with some over-the-top gunfights? Here you go. Want GTA but not GTA? Here you go. Need a racing game? Here you go. No microtransactions, by the way. Even this.
Also, microtransactions have been a thing since 2006, so I don't understand.
Goddamn, bro, I can keep going.
Then y'all say the only people who say that are people who only play 2K and Madden.
You do realize that those same people are the people who had more than 2K and Madden back in the day? Let me walk you through it real quick. See, back then, we didn't need to just rely on Madden for our football fix. We could go NFL Street. We could go ESPN 2K5. We could go NFL Blitz. We could go NFL
Game Day.
Fuck it, let's do it. NFL Quarterback Club. Bro, we didn't need just 2K. We had NBA Street. We had NBA Jam. Man, I bet half of y'all ain't even heard of NBA Shootout. ESPN Basketball. NBA Inside Drive. The GOAT of them all, NBA Live. We had variety back then.
Okay, but it really just seems like he has a grievance with sports games becoming more homogenous, which I can agree with. I played sports games growing up too. I love NBA Street. Volume 3 is pretty good too. No one talks about that game. But I feel like his argument is only holding up if you look specifically into sports.
We had options and those games came complete. They didn't come with no microtransactions. Yep.
Again, that's false. We've had microtransactions since 2006. He has shown games post 2006.
I remember when this dropped. Yeah, this shit wouldn't have happened back then.
Yes, it would have. So I was right. It's falling apart. Sonic 06. Sonic 06 was that game, by the way. 360. Games absolutely release broken back then. People have this revisionist history in their brain where they like to make the past seem a lot better, especially when it comes to gaming stuff. But I promise you, there were shitty poorly put together games. I promise you.
Getting upset with people when they say that there ain't no more good games left when you got games like this that come out and it take them 2 fucking years to fix the shit. Because when this dropped, it was finished. It was complete. Wasn't no goddamn patch. Oh yeah, y'all remember this? Midnight releases? Ain't no more of that shit.
What does that have to do with video
It was
games?
a vital part of gaming culture when there was games that was worth standing outside all goddamn night for. Oh yeah, y'all remember this? Probably not. Couch co-op. Fuck happened here? Another very vital.
We literally have Joseph Fares, who does nothing but split screen couch co-op games. What are we talking about now? I feel like this just became a grievances about not even games anymore, but game culture, digital trends. Like, this has nothing to do with video games.
Part of gaming culture that was swiped away from us because of corporate greed. Oh no, we don't want 4 of y'all sharing one console. We want all 4 of y'all to buy your own console and just play online like a bunch of fucking dweeb.
Bro, that's been the case since the games you were talking about. You weren't doing couch co-op during the Halo days. Literally did Halo on Xbox Live. That was the whole point of Halo. People had fucking LAN parties. People, what are we talking about? And then is he just ignoring PC gaming as a whole now? Is he just talking about consoles? I'm so confused. Like, he's acting as if consoles used to be like just one console and you could play with like 60 players on one console, and as if Nintendo, Sega, Sony, Microsoft all were in the console game at some point all together competing for, you know, your money with the games that they put out. What are we doing?
Like, damn, bro, whatever happened to family fun games like Guitar Hero and the Rock Band series?
What is that? Okay. Bro, you are lamenting the passage of time. Like,
everybody in the living room stressed out, mashing the buttons on this motherfucker trying to beat that one song. I don't think y'all realize that when y'all tell people that they have to expand their horizons to find good games, that you're literally proving their point. Because if gaming was currently as good as it always has been, according to y'all, wouldn't nobody have to dig for shit.
Oh my God, this is such an ignorant take. 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 Games right now across the board are way better than they've ever been. In fact, the fact that you zero in on games like Splinter Cell shows the level of quality difference. You can remember Splinter Cell, but you don't remember the 80,000 dog shit games that came out that same. You know, what year did Splinter Cell come out? Let me see. Okay, Splinter Cell came out November 17th, 2022. It was just some other games that came out in 2022, okay? Grand Theft Auto Vice City, great game. Age of Totality, okay, not my thing, but what about Medal of Honor Allied Assault? Or James Bond Nightfire? Or Blood Rain? Or Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance? Or Freedom Force? Or Army Men RTS? Or, you know, Dark Angel the game, Star Wars Clone Wars the game, Soldier of Fortune 2, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So we're on Wikipedia 2002 in video games. Notable releases of the year. So we have Lilo and Stitch Pinball. Good games too. We have NBA 2K2, NBA Courtside. I can't even talk about NBA Courtside. That was a banger. Dark Arena. Oh, Forever Kingdom. Who could forget about that game? Came out in 2002, January 22nd. Power Mapper 2. Draken, the Ancient Gates, of course. Classic games like Airblade. Grandia 2. Actually, Grandia's pretty awesome. ESPN International Winter Sports. Reckless, the Yakuza missions. Woody Woodpecker Escape from Buzzard Park. Circus Maximus Chariot Wars. ESPN NBA Tonight 2002. Oh, Eve of Extinction, Shadow Man 2. Like, you get what I'm saying, right? You remember all like the banger games because by comparison, they were the only quality games that were coming out. Why aren't you talking about Way of the Samurai, or talking about Ultimate Fighting Championship Throwdown, or talking about Downforce, Global Touring Challenge Africa, Lego Soccer Mania, Freak Style, Shifters, Britney Stansby, Disney Stitch. A lot of Stitch came out. Like NBA, MLB Slugfest. Of course, you have obviously legendary games, right? Classic cult classics, Eternal Darkness. You have, like I said, Splinter Cell, what have you. But if you look down this list, a lot of these games you've never heard of. A lot of these series you've never heard of. Because that's how it was.
It would just be readily available in their face. Oh yeah, one last thing. When people say there ain't no more good games left, please stop suggesting these super niche ass games that only appeal to one type of person. You know damn well everybody ain't into turn-based RPGs.
Nor is everyone into sports games, which was the majority of this video. Not that's so your response to people is saying, hold on, let me just finish this off. Then I get my whole thing.
So do I think gaming is dead? No. But is it as good as it used to be? Fuck no.
How do you say that when you have in your background Elden Ring, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Red Redemption 2, Forza Horizon 5, Final Fantasy either remake or rebirth, Ghost of Tsushima, Fallout 4, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Batman Arkham Asylum, which not the best Batman game to be honest of the series, Witcher 3, Hi-Fi Rush, Psychonauts 2. Like, what do you? What is this? What is this? What are we doing? And then to like wrap it all the way. Oh, am I so far over? And then to wrap it all up, you're saying that having people expand their horizons is bad. Don't tell people to expand their horizons. But if we live in the world that you just described, wouldn't they have to expand their horizons? Right? Like, let's say you like playing sports games and you miss having NFL Street and that's not there anymore. It's just Madden. What do? Do you just only play Madden? Or do you try something else? I understand that video in terms of I used to love playing sports games and there were so many and now they're not. If that's what the video was about, I'd be like, no notes. That's true. But then he starts talking about how, well, we don't have midnight releases anymore. I need you to understand something too. I need you to understand something. I know people were getting nostalgic for it recently, right? But do you have time for that? Not the you when you were a child and you didn't have like a job or anything or responsibility. Like, do you have time to wait until midnight in line? Are you going to take off work to do that? It's much more convenient for me to be able to just buy the game at my leisure and not have to wait and then, oh, it's sold out in a bunch of stores and I have to drive around and find the game. Because they don't talk about that aspect either. It wasn't all like, you know, rainbows and sunshines. If the game was out of stock, it was out of stock. And you just waited. I remember vividly on my 15th birthday, I had to drive around with my dad to get a copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas from Blockbuster because I'm old. And we had to drive around for over an hour and a half, which sounds insane nowadays to be like, you used to drive around to buy a game. But yes, we did. And also, whatever was in stock was in stock. People want to romanticize the past, make it seem like, oh, but it was magical. You'd find a random game. Again, I don't want to play Lilo and Stitch Experiment 626. The games I wanted to play were the games that everyone wanted to play, which means those games were not always in stock. Things are better now. I'm saying it to someone who's lived through it. Things are better now. Yes, obviously, there's still going to be issues, as with anything. But to hyper focus and be like, well, games are bad now because I can't do local co-op is an insane take to have. I'm sorry, it is. It's also insane to act like as if games back then were so much better. When we have Game of the Year releases like every goddamn month, it feels like. Almost like every 2 weeks. You had Expedition 33 coming out of nowhere to become Game of the Year contender. Then you have fucking like Blueprints drop. Like 2 weeks later, people, oh wait, shit, that one might Game of the Year. Oh wait, we have like Tears of the King. Well, that one became Game of the Year. Oh wait, we have this. Oh, that one became Game of the Year. Oh, it's like it's. Oh, we have Doom Eternal. Well, that one became. Oh, but we have Last. Oh, we have this. Oh, we have that. Like we have so many options. We have too many options. Is your backlog getting smaller? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. In fact, let's look at some of the games that have released just this year. Okay, so this is on Games Radar, and we're just looking at new games released in 2025, right? 2025, we had in January, we had the return of Donkey Kong Country HD. And if you don't want to count that, that's fine. I won't count that either. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Sniper Elite Resistance, Citizen Sleeper 2, Synduality of Echo of Ada, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo. So we have a pretty good diverse lineup right here. Different types of game here. February, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Considered one of the best RPGs to come out in recent history. You have Civ 7. You have Avowed. You have Like a Dragon Paradoxa. You have Monster Hunter Wilds. March, Split Fiction, the co-op games that don't exist apparently anymore. 33 Immortals. Assassin's Creed Shadows. First Blood of Kazan. Adamfall, a new IP. And then we go April. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. South of Midnight. Blueprints. Oblivion Remastered. Okay, you don't have to count that as remastered. I get it. But then you have Expedition 33. Like, almost every month we have a game. Elden Ring Night Rain. Doom the Dark Ages. And if you're fan, Revenge of the Savage Planet. Duck Detective. Every month, apparently, we have games that are probably Game of the Year contenders. Every month. Mario Kart World. Dune Awakening. Death Stranding 2. On the Beach, right? The Altars. Delete Everything. Mind's Eye, which just gives you that classic throwback of just jank-ass games that don't run well. And then you have Grounded 2 coming out in July. 200 Pro Player 3 and 4. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Mecha Break. That was actually Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Like Mafia the Old Country. Dying Light the Beast. I'm not counting games that are remakes or re-releases. Like Lost Soul side, which is waiting for a long time. You have Borderlands 4 coming out, Silent Hill F. Like, you can't sit here and be like, there are no good. Ghosts of Yotes coming out in October. The Outer Worlds 2, Ninja Gaiden 4. Like, and these are just names we have confirmed dates coming out. Like it's so insane to me to be like, there are no good games. You have to look hard. Didn't look very hard to find a bunch of games that people are excited that are coming out. And I didn't even go to like the Metacritic side of shit. I probably should have, to demonstrate that lots of the games that are coming out have gotten like really, really, really good scores. We're at a point where there are so many good games being released that there are great games that are fall through the cracks that you just never heard of, right? If you go on like Steam, for example, there are a bunch of like action platformers. There are a bunch of 2D platformers, that throwback games, right? That are bangers that no one's played. Everyone talked about like, what was it? Pizza Tower, right? Everyone talked about that. Pizza Tower was great. Pizza Tower was...
Every generation of Raido Kuzunoha.
That was the game that got nominated, in like 2023. But there's also Anton Blast. No one's talking about that. That came out last year. December 2024. Overwhelmingly positive. 2024. No one's talking about it. And it's a good game. Great game. But again, there's so many good games out there, it's hard to find these games. That's not indicative of games being so bad that people have to struggle to look for it. It's actually games being too good where you're not even hearing about other good games because you're playing another good game. I was playing Final Fantasy Rebirth when a bunch of other hot shit dropped. Rebirth didn't even come out this year. I was catching up on the last year's good games. I mean, obviously I played Expedition 33, but like I'm still catching up on good games being released. Like it's a never-ending struggle. The backlog keeps backlogging. I think it's so weird when people get on the internet and make claims like this, when we can also look on the internet and see that that's not true, right? Like it's not true. You can have your grievances with the gaming industry. Of course I do. You see my stuff, hopefully, but that's not the end all be all. And also be more concise, which is weird coming from me, but be more concise. You can't start talking about how modern games were bad and then also end your video talking about, well, you can't go on to midnight releases anymore. I'm sorry, time is moving forward and people don't do that anymore. But there is so much out there for you. And if you do, in fact, expand your horizons, I did a whole video on that. Here, I'll link it. You guys should watch it. I will never tell you not to expand your horizons because that's weird. But if I want to really dial on this video real quickly, I say after this has been a 20-minute video, you mentioned in this video how you don't recommend super niche stuff. I want to tell you, sports, NFL Street 2, that's niche. That's a niche game. Sleeping Dog, I play Sleeping Dogs. Also pretty niche. Most of the games you mentioned were niche games. Wanted, Dead or Alive, yeah, that's a, oh sorry, Dead to Rights, that's a niche game. Those are niche games. I don't know how to put that. That's you did the exact thing you told people not to do. But people should be able to play those games. I agree with that at least. I would love to have more games like that. But unfortunately, we are living in a time where people are more risk adverse and want return on investment. And if you want to talk about that side of things, there you have an argument. Then we can get into the nitty gritty and we can talk about how like the executives have unrealistic expectations, or how you have these private equity firms that are putting money into games expecting to have huge returns and what have you, which I've talked about many, many times if you guys are interested in that. But that's, I guess, all I want to say about that 2-minute video. This is what you subscribe for, by the way. Stuff like this. Just so it's your fault.